right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We are playing some deltagreen tonight, and I just realized that we should start. So hi, how's it going? Everyone, we need to say happy birthday early to Ashley, because this is the stream that's going to be closest to her birthday. So happy birthday, Ashley.
Happy early birthday, Ashley.
Happy early birthday. Yeah. We were remarking before we got on, we have a disturbing amount of friends who have birthdays in September. And if you think about it, Ashley, it means that most likely your parents banged right around New Year's. That's what I think it is. You might be a New Year baby.
Probably.
Yeah. And that's what my sisters and I used to do. I was saying that, like, we would count 9 months back from when we were born and try to determine what special event happened, to get our parents knocking the uglies or whatever it is, bumping uglies, whatever.
Knocking the uglies or knocking boots.
I'm of that age where making those types of mistakes.
Knocking uglies. I like it.
Yeah, it's knock some uglies. It's knock some uglies. So yeah. Melissa, you also are a September baby, which means that your parents probably New Year's. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yep.
Long.
Yep.
You are also a September baby, which means that your parents probably right around then. I was a January.
Good for them.
Exactly. Very nice. And for me, it was my dad's birthday. That's what we figured out, because I'm a January baby, so it goes back to like May. Steven, did you do the math? Did you figure yours out?
I have tried to do the math. It doesn't go back to anything important.
Oh, so that's interesting.
They must have just had active
good for
lifestyle.
them then.
Good. Yeah. Good for them.
No. Okay, so now that was a fun little conversation. All right, so we've got there are so many September babies, Griffin, in our little orbit. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. We've got at least half of the month covered by somebody has a birthday on that day of the month.
So many Virgos.
There are 3 on the screen right now.
We've got the whole spectrum of Virgos.
And some Libras, and you've got 2 Libras right here. Long and I are not Virgos.
That's true. Steven, what's your sign?
I'm going to find the mute. Sagittarius, however you say that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have no idea.
I don't know what it means.
I just like to say that after every time somebody says, I don't know anything about it either. But like usually whenever,
that's how you blend in, though. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because whenever, because there's a couple people at work who are like that. And when they ask me like what I am and I'm an Aquarius, I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. I'm like, thank you. I think. I don't know. Is that a dig? I'm not sure. All right, enough of this. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's do some intros, figure out who we are, and then we'll dive back in. So Long, tell us about Agent something Inferno. What was your first name again? Vincente or something?
No, Alexi Inferno. Your friendly neighborhood DEA agent. I'm American Italian. Been working with a DEA agent in this general area. Moved to Florida. That didn't really work out. Now the fear of water. So hopefully it's not a rainy day.
Well, I hate to tell you, Long, but if you actually look at the deltagreen opening sequence, it's just rain and wet. It's going to be an ongoing theme throughout the entirety of the campaign. But looking at your sanity score, the good news is that you probably won't be around for most of it. So it's okay. You're sitting at 31 sand.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
That's really low. That's really low. Next up, we have the newly changed Maggie / Aggie Eberly. Let's tell us about Maggie.
Yes. So, as it was brought to my attention last episode that my choice of jacket did not appropriately match Maggie's alma mater. Luckily, I've got more than one. So we've gone from what would never have been a thing that Maggie would have worn, being from Texas, and going to, gosh darn it, Texas A&M. I almost totally forgot. There's no way in the world that she would have worn orange, which would be UT. So clearly, at some point during the day, she's gone back to the hotel. She switched blazers. She's now inappropriate.
Texas
A&M,
looking at the
Aggie Maroon.
watch.
There's actually a popular country song on the radio playing lately that's about how Tennessee orange is a sin to wear.
very
On the radio?
interesting.
How old are you? On the radio? I don't even listen to the radio.
Okay, I'm old-fashioned, okay? Someone's got to hold on to the culture and just keep pulling society backwards.
Okay. Well,
I feel like you're getting into character. You're doing Declan. Declan is not young. Declan would say the radio and the web.
Dude, I stumbled across a new YouTube channel that I absolutely love. It is a guy who just reviews books, and he is hilarious, and he always looks like completely like burnt out from reading them, like it's exhausting to read them. And I think that's Declan in a few years, maybe, right? The cultural sentinel that he is. So anyhow, Stephen, tell us about Declan.
Declan G.W. Ellis is a world-renowned author, New York Times bestseller. There are no daggers next to his books on that list, Jeff. They have all been sold legitimately, or at least have not been found illegitimate. And he is becoming quite the detective. He is Agent King as well, because he actually knew how to choose an agent name. Yep.
And most recently, your new book, Storm Surge, recently
still
released.
Surging.
Yeah, still surging. And
that's the sequel coming out soon.
you did Regis yesterday, but then you canceled on a very important Astoria bookstore reading and signing on a Friday night in New York City. It's going to be Astoria's Queens, right? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think you might.
He's a true artist. You know, the story comes first. He's got to figure out what's going on.
Agent King, favorite color yellow. That's good. I like that. And then finally we have the greenest, that's a weird way of putting this considering the game, of the Delta Green agents. We have Lisa Young, former Publix. Green has really been in Lisa Young's life, because Publix was green, is green, so on their main colors, and now you're in Delta Green, so clearly it was meant to be. So tell us about Lisa.
Like you said, Lisa formerly worked at Publix. She was in a major event that actually introduced her kind of to this underground world of Delta Green. They assisted her with getting her new position, which is a program manager for FEMA. And this is her first official like Delta Green mission that she's been tasked with. And she's tasked with it while she was on vacation with her family, with her daughter, visiting her aunt on the anniversary of her dead mom's birthday. So she has
Mother
a lot
who
of
we killed in the prologue.
Yeah. So we have a lot of real world expectations, but hopefully she's given herself a little wiggle room with greasing the wheels, saying that she's trying to transfer to the FEMA offices in New York.
Very nice. I just noticed Steven mentioned something hilarious in chat. We saw this when we went to Gen Con. I'm not sure if Long saw it, but Melissa and I did. Like, your freaking cell phone charger block combo that you're using. Explain to everybody, Steven. Do you have it next to you?
Well, right now I have this one. I mean, my phone's plugged in right now, and it actually flashes. I don't know if you can see that on the screen because it's been dropped too many times. Yeah, and if it's not plugged in, it just immediately dies.
How old's the phone? 2011?
5 years.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's not that old. It's been dropped a few times. It's definitely towards the end.
Sure. But he's
I
just
think I can make it a couple more years.
Got a bag. Is this plugged in the whole time?
Is this going to be one of those things where it's like, I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to get a new phone. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll get a new phone.
I want this to be my last phone. So that's why I'm just letting it drag out. I don't want another phone. I'm old fashioned.
I don't understand the old fashioned thing. Phones have existed for a very long time.
I miss the days where I didn't have to have a cell phone in my pocket all the time.
Oh no, I agree. Yeah, I agree about that. I held out for a really long time before I got one, and I still don't like having it. I was in a bunch of meetings today at work, and one of the faculty members was like, I took my work email off my phone, and the rest of us were like, You're our hero. Like, I didn't know you could do that. So now I'm thinking of doing that because that sounds brilliant.
Do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's play some Delta Green. So last time around, we started up Luca Luca Dante had returned. This was last night, technically, in terms of our timeline. And you started having these visions. There's something going on in your bathroom, but when you like pulled back the curtain on the shower, you saw that bloated woman from Hypoluxo. But after a moment, you realized that's not what it was. You might have been hallucinating or something. But there was your brother, very angry, but otherwise you were okay. In the morning, you went to the DEA, your headquarters, and you started to search through some of their databases to do some research into various Bloomfeld construction workers. You got a nice long list of people who had some sort of connections to, with criminal histories and things like that. Bloomfeld Construction being the company doing renovations on the Gerritsen Mansion, which is a mansion, a location that has showed up in the past with Operation Blister, a wholly redacted operation, deltagreen, from like the 60s or something like that. And not exactly sure why, but that is definitely one of the places you're supposed to investigate. You then decided to visit that location, the construction site, to pretend to be a potential buyer, investor. You spoke with a few of the construction team. Maggie and Declan, you spent most of the day visiting the sites of two child disappearances, Catherine Strauch and Sandra Cohen, two young girls who were kidnapped in spring of this year, a couple months back. Now, the entire case is revolving around these child disappearances, not necessarily all child disappearances, but these three specific ones. There were kind of strange aspects about them that didn't quite click. And then also this site and whether there was any kind of connection, because they're all in the relatively same neighborhood. So the two of you decided to speak with some of the distraught mothers, a couple neighbors. You started to review some of the scenes, things like that. If there's stuff that you want to break down in terms of what you recall, go for it. But otherwise, that is what you spent your day doing. Declan, you even canceled a book reading, as we already mentioned, and you lied to your agent about being sick. Lisa, on the other hand, you were kept away from the investigation all day because of these family obligations. And it wasn't until dinner time where you managed to kind of get your aunt off your back a bit by lying that you might be getting a FEMA raise and moving to Long Island to spend more time with her. Then later that night, you finally got into the action as you joined Luca at the construction site, as he had left and returned once all of the crew members had disappeared. And the two of you were wandering around a bit, trying to circumvent some of these security cameras and motion sensors. And that's when you heard a weird sound that, maybe it was the wind, maybe it was somebody whispering, but man, it sounded like your mother. It sounded a lot like your mother, and maybe it was the wine talking, maybe it was the fact that it's your mother's birthday, who really knows? But you heard your mother calling out to you. And we're going to pick up right there as we are on the backside of this construction site. Remember, it's a mansion that's being converted into 18 condominiums. Luca, you've been inside. The two of you are outside currently. There is a empty lot behind you that has there's a massive dumpster, and you do see that there's some sounds coming from the direction, like someone might be rustling through it. You also hear a dog barking a little bit further down an alley, and that is where you two are at. What are you two up to? What do you guys want to do?
Weaver. Earth Weaver, come on.
Do you know ventriloquism? Like, is that one of your freaky talents that you have?
No, I don't know ventriloquism.
Okay, because I really would have rather you knew ventriloquism, because then I think I may be losing my marbles here, but I thought I heard my mom.
It's too early for that. Come on, we got to get up there.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm pretty much looking for a way in, avoiding the security cameras.
All right, so you have fairly high alertness, I think. So you kind of know where some of these motion sensors are. Like you're pretty sure that when you move past them, lights kind of flicker on. You think there might be cameras as well. It's hard to say exactly for sure. You did hear about them a little bit with one of the people that you talked to earlier in the day. So I do think you have a decent eye on the exterior cameras. In terms of getting in, you do, when you look up, you can see that around the 4th floor, there are some open windows you can see from here. From what you've been told, about half of the condominiums are completed, like the renovations are done, and it looks like the rooms in the, like, that seems to be the easiest way in. It requires some climbing, but you can definitely see that there's windows up there. Otherwise, you're either going to have to kind of break something open, pry something open, pick some of these locks, because there are some locks that are on the construction site as well. So those are some of the options that you have.
Taking a look at my skills real quick.
You could do accounting.
Lisa, while he's looking at his skills in game, he pulled out his cell phone and he's looking at what skills he put points into. Lisa, you do notice as you're standing here, like, you hear the wind, you hear what sounds like a radio, maybe. It sounds like talk radio, and when you're kind of waiting, it's kind of like you're sort of in an awkward spot, right? Like you're creeping around behind this big old mansion turned condominium. You do see that there is a relatively heavy set man that seems to be kind of climbing up into the dumpster and sifting through it. And you can see that a little bit further away, there's a dog that he has. It looks like it's kind of chained up at the far end of an alley, pretty far away from the building itself. And that's the source of the bark, bark, bark. Now, this man who's dumpster diving doesn't seem to be paying you any attention whatsoever, but he does seem to be the source of that radio. Now, maybe that was where you heard your mom, maybe not. You're not entirely sure. It was such a weird moment. But you do see him. He's not dressed particularly well. He's got these big old, what look like stained sweatpants on. There's not a ton of light, but there's a little bit left. And you can kind of see him there. And again, he hasn't looked over at you in your direction yet.
Okay.
I think I'm going to attempt to climb up and look for a window that's open.
Okay. So you just want to climb up. What do you have for, what's it called? Athletics.
I'm at 34.
Give me... I'll say give me a roll with plus 20. And this isn't so much to do it. This is just to sort of do it quietly and without leaving or screwing anything up.
Unfortunately, I failed, so I might make a little bit of noise here.
Okay, so yeah, as you're moving up, like it's still a wall of a home. There's not a ton of scaffolding or anything like that that's up and along the back, so you're not easily finding your way up. But there's nooks and crannies that are helping. But once or twice, you feel yourself kind of reach out instinctively to grab like this gutter pipe going down, and you tug on it just a little bit loud, and there's this echo of aluminum that sort of kicks out throughout. What did you roll again? Like, did you roll a crit fail or just a regular fail?
It's just a regular fail.
You don't think anything's permanently busted, but like it definitely feels like you loosened it, but you do make it all the way up to the 4th floor, and you can climb in one of the open windows if you would like. Lisa, while that was happening, in the large sounds that he was making, those loud sounds, like once that guy who was going through the dumpster kind of looks up as if he heard it and then kind of looks around a bit, he for a moment locks eyes with you, and he just kind of goes back to what he was doing.
Okay. Lisa would actually, because I presume as he's climbing up, Lisa's like, find an easier way for me to get in. I can't climb. And she's going to approach this guy at the dumpster. Sir, do you mind if I ask you some questions about this place? Are you around here often?
So this guy sort of looks at you a little oddly. Like kind of like he's got a scraggly looking beard. He's got sweatpants on, but he also has. He almost looks like a hippie in a way. He's got these baggy, colorful shirts and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you a picture of what I got for you. Kind of looks like a little bit like. Oops, not sure if I showed it. I'm not sure if that worked, but that should have worked. There we go. So you can see that he's got like this like sort of brown and gray beard, like longer hair. He's almost got like what looks like one of them old fashioned like kind of painter hats here and there. It's got definitely stains on it. His clothes certainly look repurposed. But as you approach him, he kind of looks at you. He's like, can I tell you about what? Wait, what was that? I wasn't doing nothing. They said I could do this. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. I just had some questions about the I believe it's and she pulls out of her purse kind of like this pocket notebook to try and give herself some credibility as a journalist. The baby murder house. I'm writing an article.
What? Baby? I didn't murder no babies. You saying I didn't murder no babies?
No. This location is known as it. Have you come across anything weird while you're here?
I didn't come across any baby killers. No, it's just trash, copper, things like that you can resell. And I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've heard rumors that this location is haunted. Do you know anything about that?
Haunted? I mean, I know that some Harry Potter dude once owned the place, but that's about it.
A Harry Potter dude?
You know, like a wizard, magician, that kind of thing.
Oh,
That's what
really?
I heard anyway. Yeah. Like, so back in the day, like, did like all sorts of, like magic spells and things like that. That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry, how terrible of me. My name is Blair. What's your name?
I'm Doobie.
Doobie.
Yeah. And that down there, you see that handsome fella? Shut up! As he screams out, that's Samson.
Oh.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like this place. He doesn't like it at all. So I keep him. I don't even have to really tie him up. He just won't come any closer. I just tie him up there so he doesn't run the other way.
Okay. Interesting. Okay,
Who you work for?
well,
You said you were a reporter? Like the
Yeah,
Post, the Times?
not yet. I'm
New York
striving
Magazine?
I currently have a blog.
Don't tell me like you're a W fan, right? No, you're definitely not that, right?
No. Just a blog trying to get
A blog?
higher credibility. You gotta
What's a
start
blog?
somewhere.
What's a blog?
It's online on the internet. I post
I
articles that I
I
research.
don't really get on the internet much. I heard about it, but it's not my scene.
I understand. All right. Well, Doobie, this has been enlightening. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You gonna break into it like your friend did? I don't care. I don't mind. You do what you gotta do. It's fine. No issues with me. Doobie, I ain't no rat. There's a lot of them around here, but I ain't one of them.
That's good to hear.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. And she's gonna pull out like a $10 bill. And I know it's not much. I can't afford a lot at this time, but thank you for your interview.
You're paying me, for my word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're not like taking charity on me or anything. That's not what this is, right?
Oh no, I did a formal interview with you. I'll quote you in my article.
Okay. It's 2 O's, 1 B.
Understood. Got it.
I-E, not a Y.
Oh, I will. And she does make a correction to her notes.
Okay. Hey, if you go in there, just be careful in there because they get angry because people fuck around in there, and then the owner shows up in the morning, and then I just he's yelled at us a few times here and there because he thinks we did it, but we didn't do nothing. So just be careful.
We'll be careful. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Don't go breaking
Weaver,
nothing.
over here.
Oh, hey, your friend's calling you. Yeah, he's right up. That's the 4th floor, right up there.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye, DB.
Bye. Okay. So we'll cut for a little bit to Declan and Maggie. Declan and Maggie, last we saw you, you were at the home of one of the family members, one of the mother, I should say, of one of the missing kids. So do you head over to the... I know you've all been in kind of communication with your phones. What are you guys doing next? It's nighttime, Friday night, New York. What's next? I would say, Maggie, you're probably getting your phone at some certain points getting blown up by your friend Chelsea, who was very upset that you seem to have ghosted her all day. You ghosted her last night, and you see various texts along the lines of, "Are you fucking kidding me? Friday night in New York? Where the fuck are you? You bitch." And you can tell it has that inflection as well with the way it's sort of written out.
Of course. What's capitalized, what's not capitalized.
You bitch. Okay.
Declan made a big show out of putting his phone on silent.
Okay. You just produce it, do a little casting of a spell, and then boom. Okay. We'll say that you guys are outside the apartment. I think that sounds good too. There's a 3-story apartment for Emily Struck. And so we'll say you're outside the apartment. You know what Luca and Lisa are up to. You know it's nighttime, early nighttime. And it's Friday night. So what's the plan for you two?
Partner, where do you think we should go next?
Well, we cut short our interviews for the day so that we'd be closer to the mansion. So I suppose we should head over there.
I think we should head to the mansion. I'll get us a cab.
Sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
As Declan does, repeats what Maggie said as if it was a fantastic idea.
So you two get a cab. You head over. It's not that far away from where I think you all were because you were at the. So it's actually a pretty quick cab ride for you. It might even be close enough. I'm trying to look at my map here. It might even be close enough for you guys to walk. Actually, if you didn't want to. It's not that close.
Quick cab.
Yeah, quick cab. But yeah, you get let off. You can see that there is there's people who are parking. So like along the streets. There's not a good any place to park. But since you took the cab, you hop out, no issues. You certainly can see that you know exactly which building it is. It's the one that has all sorts of signs for construction. You can see lettering for Zenov construction, lettering for Bloomfeld construction. You can see like coming soon, D-Seal condominiums. It's got numbers to call if you're interested, that kind of stuff. Goes through kind of like the full list of the different suites that are available. Go ahead. I'll say, Declan, give me a luck test.
All right.
Just a D100, 1 to 50 is a pass.
68.
Okay. You see that there is a truck that has pulled up outside of it, and a man that looks familiar to you that you saw in the files, a guy by the name of Edward Bloomfeld. And he pops out and he seems to be on a phone, and he's got a baseball bat in his hand. And he's saying, like, "I'm fucking here, you sons of bitches. I freaking would. You said that you wouldn't show up unless I was here. I'm fucking here. So come do your freaking jobs, okay? Come do your freaking job." Now it's my fault now? Like, it's my fault? No, it's some freaking teenagers in my fucking site fucking up with all my tools, and the NYPD can't come out here and do it. You say, I gotta be here. And he's just like kind of talking into it. I need to calm down. Hello? Fucking shit. And he folds up his phone a bit, puts it back into his pocket, and he reaches into kind of the back level, like not the front seat of his truck, but like that kind of back half seat. And he pulls out a baseball bat, and you see him start like going right up the stoops. Motherfucker, I swear to God, I'm so sick and tired of these goddamn teenagers. And he's going right to the front door. So that is what the two of you see as you arrive. As you're walking along the street, he doesn't pay attention to you, but you recognize him. There you go.
So Maggie had her phone out because she was, kind of drafting a message back to Chelsea, standard apologies, sorry, whatnot. And so she sends a text to Agent Weaver and Agent Inferno, like, owners arriving. Are you already here?
So you two, Luca and Lisa, get that text. Luca, you're up in the fourth floor apartment. You're calling down. Lisa, were you going to try to climb up? It's not a difficult climb. It's just a question of whether you like do it without being seen or making noise.
Don't think she would have done it yet because she was talking to Doobie.
Yeah, so where would you have gone after that?
She would have started walking, and then when she sees he's still up at the fourth floor calling down to her, she's like, I thought you were going to get like a lower...
And then I'll open a back door.
Okay. And so Luca disappears from the window, and you start looking for a way down to open a door. And that's as you're going down the stairs from the fourth floor to the third floor, you feel your pocket vibrate. You see the text, Lisa, same thing. And you get this note that the owners are here. Shit. There you go.
I'll try and query more. What is he here for? Can you distract him? Keep him out.
And Maggie will just sort of say, he's got a bat.
And you hear a man shouting out. And it's hard to hear, Luca, but I would say Declan and Maggie could hear, you fucking kids picked the wrong fucking day to piss me off, okay? I'm supposed to be on... I'm gonna fucking break your goddamn kneecaps. That's what I'm gonna do. And you hear him yelling that as he is like kind of going to the keys, like getting the chain unlocked and stuff like that. And then he pushes the front door open and he goes inside the apartment building.
What did you say he was driving?
A truck.
Well, like a newer truck, beat up truck. Would I feel like it has an alarm system? Is what I'm asking.
What? That's a good point. What kind of... Give me just like an int test, maybe? I don't know.
Okay. Int is 80%, and
Yep.
I rolled a 75.
It is new. It is a newer truck. It's not particularly old. It's not brand new. You'd probably put it maybe 5 years old, something like that. It does have lettering on the side for Bloomfeld Associates. So it's possible that it could, but you don't think so. Like you didn't hear him beep beep when he closed it. You didn't hear like the alarm trigger. You did hear like the locking of it, but you didn't hear the alarm trigger.
I guess I'll go up and try the door of the truck.
You go up and try the door. I'll say you failed your luck test, didn't you? So
I did fail the luck test.
Give me another luck test, because that was just to see whether he's here yet or not. That was that. Give me another luck test.
98.
98. It is locked. It is locked.
If that's the case, then I'll just start trying to give it a good kick, trying to get the alarm going, like the driver's side door.
Okay, just keep kicking it. Okay, Maggie, what are you doing right now?
So she sees kind of what's happening is that we're trying to be a distraction to try to get him to come back. Okay. So she's going to go up and she's just going to kind of start like hip checking the truck to see if she can also kind of help trigger the alarm on this truck. Like if it has an alarm, it needs to be going off sometime soon.
I will say,
go run. Take off running right now. Just go around the block, but make sure when he comes out, he'll be able to see you at the corner.
And she looks down, looks at her shoes, shrugs, takes off jogging to the end of the block.
Okay. So we'll say that some shoving doesn't quite set it off. Declan, are you willing to break the window or anything?
I'll break a window. Yeah.
And you smash the window. Okay. Very much so an alarm does start going off.
That did it.
And you hear, oh, you fuck. And he comes running back out. He's like, what the fuck? God, oh man. And he's running back down. What do you do, Declan?
I would have taken several steps away, like so I'm like on the sidewalk away from the car. And when he comes out, I'll just point at Maggie and say, she went that way.
He's just like, hey, you kids.
Yeah. So imagine she's just kind of just rounding the corner of the next block, hopefully, so that you can kind of see the movement, but not quite get it good. But I can roll a luck test and see if that works.
Declan, you got like a 70 persuade. I'll let it go for now. He turns down and he's like look after her. It's like, get fucking back here. I'm going to break your legs too. I don't care who you are. And he starts chasing after you, Maggie, with a bat in hand.
Careful, she was tweaking.
Okay. All right. So Maggie, he is chasing after you. What do you want to do?
All right. So I am trying to look at our little map here. This feels like a relatively dense area. So
yeah, it is.
Alleys and all the whatnot kinds of things.
So are you looking to outrun them or are you looking to hide?
Oh yeah. I'm looking to get some distance kind of between us and then zigzag.
Give me an athletics test with, I'll give you a plus 20 because you had a lead. And we'll see if you can catch up with you.
I should have looked at my stats before I
Remember,
question.
We've got dice.
Thank you for reminding me of that. That is a useful reminder.
Having such a bad Friday.
I'm going to, yes, I'm going to do, that's going to bump me from a 30% to a 50%.
Okay.
So let's see about this.
Go for it.
No, that is a 69.
Well, remember,
that's
he
okay.
gave you plus 20.
Well, plus 20 would put her at 50.
Okay.
So it's a fail, but he critically failed as I rolled a 66. So he's, that's why I'm saying, poor guy, he's having a really bad Friday. He goes running after you and he's catching up. Looks like he's catching up. But as he goes to run across the street, a car comes out and just kind of bumps him ever so slightly, and he goes flying out into the street, sliding across it. Now, Declan, you can tell, and Maggie, you hear the screech and everything. You hear the bat clattering on the ground and stuff like that. You see him moving around. The door opens up. It's like a cab. He's like, "What the fuck, man? Get the fuck out of the way!" And then he closes the door and drives away. And now there is a man rolling around in the middle of the street in pain.
I would run towards him and tell him not to move.
Okay, so Declan, you go running up and you tell him not to move. He's like, "Oh, man. Jeez. I think it's broken. Is it broken?" And he's looking down. He's kind of reaching for his leg.
I don't know. Don't move. That might make it worse. I'm calling right now. Shit, my phone battery died. Can I use yours?
Yeah. Left pocket.
I grab the phone and I'll dial 911 and say that a guy got hit by a hit and run.
Okay. And like you get a response and they are coming. They're coming. Okay. Maggie, you get away scot-free. No problem. This poor guy, as Declan, at this point, there is a crowd that's kind of not a huge crowd, as no one really gives a shit, but there's a decent amount of people I hear figuring out what's going on, stuff like that. A couple lights on the apartments, etc. We'll cut back inside for a moment as Luca, you were going downstairs from the 4th floor to the 3rd floor. You got the text, told him to stall. You don't hear the guy anymore. You might have heard with your very high alertness. You probably heard a loud screech and something like that outside. You hear the alarm going off of a car. So there's a lot of like craziness happening outside.
I'll assume he left for now and try to get that door open for Lisa.
Okay. Sure. So you start moving down. I'll tell you what, roll an alertness test. I know you have a very high one, but this isn't necessarily something you're looking for. So let's, as you're running down.
21 under 70 success.
You hear something. You hear like what sounds like movement somewhere else on the floor. As you were kind of you came down from the 4th floor to the 3rd floor, and you were getting ready to go down to the 2nd. You heard some very light movement somewhere else, either on this floor or maybe above you, one of the two, to the 3rd or 4th, as you're kind of running past. It's hard to hear too clearly because like there's a lot of the alarm going off, but you certainly hear something moving around up here, and maybe even a voice. But do you continue?
I'm gonna sneak and see if I can investigate where the voice is coming from.
Okay. I'll say if you stop and you're just trying to locate it, you think it's maybe somewhere on the 3rd floor. And just to remind you, there's multiple apartments per floor. Trying to pull up my own little thing here. So you're on the 3rd floor. There are 5 units on this floor, 2 of which are completed. 32, like Unit 32 and Unit 35. You can see those actually have doors locked off. And then there's 3 others, Unit 31, 36, and 38. Those are unfinished, and you can see that they do not actually have doors in the doorways.
I'll take a moment to walk down the halls, just see if I can hear anything.
Okay. With your high level of alertness, at one point you do see something moving. It almost actually, as you turn around, as you kind of go all the way down the hall, and you get ready to turn and maybe peek into one of the doors, you look back to where you were, and you see a shadow dart past where you had been standing, and kind of just like disappear, like upstairs.
If they went up, then I'll go down, trying to avoid them.
So you're able to go down, and you're able to find the back door. You can open it up just enough that Lisa can kind of squeeze in. There is a chain that kind of that keeps the doors in tight. But once you unlock the actual exterior door, she's small enough that she can slip inside. And so the two of you are now inside this house. Now, this all happens at roughly the same time that everything crazy going on the outside is happening. So you know that something major is going down. Where is Maggie in all this? So we know where Declan is. I know where Luca and Lisa are. Tell me where Maggie is.
I would say that Maggie would have looped back.
Okay.
So she would have basically seen kind of what's going on and, kind of seen Declan on the phone with the injured individual. So she would want to then be kind of connecting over with Luca and Lisa.
Okay. So if you loop back, you could probably get back there as well. If you're going around the backside, you would see that big old dumpster area. You'd see a couple other apartment buildings. You see other folks in alleyways kind of looking up at you. You see something maybe a 40 or 50-year-old, maybe African-American woman, very skinny, kind of look up at you at one point. You can see that there's a younger, pulling up my notes here really fast. You can see that there's that one I already described, the Lisa Young, the kind of the heavy set man, white man with like sweatpants and sort of hippie clothing. There's definitely a guy that's a little bit twitchy back here who is has like what looks like an Air Force, like an army jacket on, basically, kind of like lingering in the corner, kind of peeking around here and there. So you're not alone. They don't seem to bother you too much, but like if you like, they kind of their eyes like look up as you walk past as they're sitting in their various spots. When you move around the backside of the apartment complex.
I would say that she would stop. So if they seemed like they weren't just ignoring me and they seemed like, they're kind of here, and I would, kind of engage in conversation with them.
Okay. And who do you go up to? There's 3 different options there.
I'll take sweatpants guy.
That's who Lisa talked to. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can see at this point, he has kind of moved away from the dumpster, and he's kind of petting his dog, and he's just like talking. He's like, Samson, I need you need to be quiet. There's too much. Just quiet now. Everything's fine. He's just kind of kneeling on the ground next to him.
I mean, if there's a dog, I'm going to go over and see if I have permission to pet the dog.
Hey. How you doing?
Hi there. It's a cute
You-
dog, I imagine.
You a reporter too? A lot of reporters out tonight.
No, not a reporter.
Oh, yeah. This is Samson. He's a good boy. All evidence to the contrary.
Oh, very nice to meet you, good boy. And Maggie will kind of put her hand out, see if Samson gives a paw.
Sure. We'll say. What's do we have animal handling in this game? I'm trying to remember.
I don't believe we do.
Okay. We'll
They have
say
64 humans. I don't know what that does for
I was looking at your charisma. You have pretty good charisma. I'll say that the dog is a little cautious, but does kind of sniff out at you. Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, good boy.
The dog's not going to talk back to you. It's not that kind of game.
Sure.
Nice to meet you too. No.
That would be amazing.
Okay.
So when I kind of get the dog's paw, I kind of want to see.
I want to stress something really fast, Melissa. There's a guy who just got hit on the street. There's a cop that's coming in. Your two friends are breaking into a mansion. So is this what you want to do with your time?
Well, we've had a couple of different animals in different places, so my curiosity is piqued.
Okay, fair enough. It's like yeah, he's a good dog. He doesn't like that place too much, so I just put him up here. I fed him. Don't give him anything. He's already eaten. You've already eaten. Stop it. You're embarrassing me. Anyhow, so yeah, what are you? If you're not a reporter and you don't live here, and what is a lady like you doing in a place like this on a Friday when you got the entirety of New York City to be doing something with?
Yep, this is true. I do. I am not a reporter, but I do work with an author, and sometimes that kind of gets us sent into weird places, kind of, making sure that we've got a good feel. He's a stickler for like the details and really like getting a feel for the place. And there's just stories around here. You said your dog doesn't like the area. Like
no, it doesn't like that building there. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, because like trying to get some details about like it's haunted or like there's
Are you sure you're not a reporter? I literally answered the same questions for another woman like 10 minutes ago. You sure?
I'm sure.
She was like, hey, you know anything about this? And I'm like, yeah, Harry Potter dude lived there. And she's like, oh, Harry Potter dude. I'm like, yeah, one of those wizard types, magical guys, casting spells and stuff, long time ago. I don't know nothing about it, but, like that kind of thing.
Oh, well, that's definitely more information than I just had a few minutes ago. Good to know. So if you were to set like a story that has magic in it, that would be the perfect place for it, because there was already a wizard that lived there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I mean, if you want stories, about you could talk to Tony. He's got one about a rat or something.
Is that Tony in the jacket over there?
Yeah, he's the twitchy one. So yeah, he's got he says he was in the Air Force, but we don't really know. He might be. I don't know. Anyhow, who am I to say? But yeah, he's got a weird story about a giant rat. Let's see. Where's Carlos? Carlos isn't here. He doesn't like being here at night, but sometimes he'll come. If you come back during the day, you might find him. But he says he's heard voices and things. I don't know. And then, I don't know, Mona. He can't really trust Mona. She's eccentric.
Oh, aren't we all?
No. If everybody was eccentric, then no one would be.
I see your point. Point. Well,
don't you work for a writer or something? What writer?
And she's just going to give a random name, smash words together. that's not Declan Ellis or
I would like a name, Melissa.
Michael King. Of course you would. Okay.
You think about that while I cut to other people that are doing slightly more time-sensitive things.
Samson Pavement.
It's Tony Mona, right? What are the chances? Okay, so let's cut to Declan for a moment. It's Declan. You're out here. You've got this poor guy. He's laying on the ground. He's like, "Hey, can you do me a favor, buddy? Can you call my wife? Oh, she's number 2 on the. I mean, she's not a number 2. She's number 2 on the speed dial. Can you just give her a call? Oh God, I think it's broken.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it on speakerphone here for you.
No, oh God, I think I'm seeing things. My eyes are.
You can't move. Don't move. That makes it worse. They'll be here any minute.
Hey, you look like that. You look like that guy. With the, what's his name?
I got one of those faces.
No, it's the guy. He writes the books. They're not very good. I can't remember. God, I'm sorry. It hurts so bad.
I don't read much. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. You hit your head?
I think so. And he reaches back. Oh, man. He holds up his hand. He's got blood on his fingers.
You're kind of babbling. Don't go to sleep, all right? Stay awake.
What? Yeah. Okay. Did you see the kids? Just these freaking kids. Oh, these damn kids.
It was that drug addict that just went running. I think they were trying to steal something off your seat.
Off my seat? Now they're stealing
the seat of your truck.
They keep vandalizing the site, and now they're breaking into my freaking car? Jesus. That was not the right use of the R. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, you got my wife yet?
Yeah, I would dial her, get it on speakerphone. You said like a crowd is forming. After I get it on speakerphone, I would set the phone down and then just kind of like give him some space a bit.
Okay, so you set the phone down and you hear like, "Hello, Eddie, you there? Yeah, Mandy. I got hit by a car. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. There's a guy here. Wait, hey, guy. And you're like, what do you mean you got hit by a car? What do you mean you got hit by a car? Coming out of the phone. As Declan, you're backing away.
Yeah, when he's calling for me, I would just like, be awkwardly looking the other way, just like
random bystander. It's like, hey, I think he's talking to you, man. Hey, man, what are you doing? He's talking to you right there. Guy, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm deaf in one ear. Did you speak up? I didn't hear you.
Oh, God.
Oh, you know what? I'm getting a call. I have to take this. And I'll start going away.
It's so like you hear a bunch of people just kind of cursing you from behind, and someone slides over and like picks the phone up and starts doing what, you would have done. You should have done. Okay, so you sneak away.
Luca? I called 911 for him. That was the extent of my responsibility.
And then you called his wife, so you went above and beyond.
Yes, it's not my fault. He doesn't know to look both ways before crossing a street.
I like how that's the extent of you're one of the reasons he got hit by a car and you broke the window of his truck. Extent of your responsibility. Ridiculous. Okay, let's go back to Luca and Lisa, who are inside this mansion turned condominium. What do you guys want to do in here? You don't have a ton of time. Well, I mean, you might have a ton of time. Who knows? What do you guys want to do in here?
All right, so I have stories about room 35. Might be something here. I was seeing shadows, but I didn't really focus on it.
Oh, okay. First of all, where is the security system based at? You saw where that was set up, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of cameras and motion sensors. Just avoid them.
Okay, that's great. I'm more concerned about our images on the cameras, possibly. And our friends.
this Thomas fellow, he said kids go in here all the time. They don't get caught. We're not going to get caught.
Okay. As we head up to the third floor, because he did tell me about Unit 35 earlier, Lisa's gonna keep an eye out for where like the epicenter of like a security system would be. Like a supply. I don't know if there's like a supply closet with like
Yeah, I don't think it's really going to work like that. No, it's not quite like that, but you can certainly keep an eye out for any other motion sensors or anything else. It's mostly motion sensing that's the issue. It's like when you guys were moving around outside, like you would take a step, the light would go on, and then like the camera would kind of pick you up.
Got it. Okay.
So it's really that what your concern is more than anything else.
Then Lisa will shoot Maggie a text and ask her if she can go to the power box if she gets back here sooner, to maybe turn off the power.
And then you'll just get a K.
Yeah, and then she.
Is that your author friend? What was their name again?
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Sorry. It was in chat. Christopher Adams.
Christopher Adams? Never heard of him. What does he write?
I mean, horror stories. That's why we're trying to figure out like places that are haunted.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. All right, so let's go back inside Luca and Lisa while that conversation is happening. What are we doing?
I'd like to head to the room.
Okay, so you want to go back up to that Unit 35 that you heard about. Okay. Mm-hmm. Lisa, what do you want to do?
What? Because I know she heard like a radio and like voices kind of coming from in the house.
No, you heard a radio from Doobie.
Oh, Doobie. Okay.
Yeah.
But she heard like the voice coming from inside the house. Was that like a particular room area?
Maybe. Not really sure.
Okay.
Not really sure.
Then she's gonna. She's just gonna. She's gonna head up to the third floor where she knows like it's supposedly haunted.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So you're just going to go with Luca? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe hit a different room, whichever.
Okay. So Luca, if you head up, Lisa, what is your alertness? I know Lucas is like 70 or something like that.
20.
Okay.
So I'm just following Luca because I'm scared I'm going to trigger something.
A couple times you head up a couple more flights back up to the third floor. And more than once, Luca, you hear that same sort of movement. Somewhere above you, side, here or there. You can never quite catch it. Like every time you look, you see like just a shadow blur at best. But you do hear movement, like little like skittering more than anything else. Not like full on like step. It's more like that kind of thing. And every now and then you see like into these little dark recesses, you see something moving about. You get to the Unit 35. Unit 35 is a completed unit. Does have a door. I don't see any reason why this individual unit's door would be locked, so we'll say the door is unlocked, and you can kind of push your way inside. Now, you've looked at it before. This is a small studio apartment. I'm assuming one of you probably has a flashlight. So it's about 600 square foot. It's not very big. You can see that there brand new windows that have been put in. There's space for a stove, bathroom that's ready for a sink, shower, toilet. Like none of the actual appliances or the plumbing stuff is actually in yet. But you can tell just looking around and from what you were told earlier in the day that a lot of the walls and such were torn down. Everything was kind of torn down to sort of make these condominiums and stuff. But everything's been kind of like rebuilt, restudded, wired, piped, etc. And the only thing that was left was that the only thing was like that kind of gave it that authentic feel was that like wainscoting that was sort of wrapping around. So the two of you walk in. You don't see anything moving around when you open the door, you flash the light around. It's a small enough room where you would catch it pretty quick. But both of you are in here. You, Luca, as the two of you are kind of step inside, Luca, you kind of peek and, you're just kind of checking corners, stuff like that, flashing around. You're presuming Luca is smart enough to realize, be careful where you shine the light. Don't shine it into the window or something like that. Luca, you feel that you feel a little uneasy in here. You're not really sure exactly why, but you can feel a pressure on your chest a little bit. You can kind of feel a little bit of a tingling action going on in like your hands, your extremities. Like you can feel this sort of sense of like discomfort and anxiety kind of starting to come over you.
Give me a moment, Lisa. I'm not feeling good.
Lisa, what are you doing?
Is it like heartburn? I have Tums.
No, it's different.
Okay. She's gonna head out like into the hallway where she's seen Luca stand before and just kind of like look out there to see if she notices anything.
Roll a alertness. I'll say plus 20.
14. And I needed a 40.
You see over by the staircase that you two came up. As you look around, maybe you're using the light from your cell phone, kind of shine it around a bit. It's still very, very dark in here. You see there's an animal, large rat, cat, raccoon, something like that. As you shine, you see a little bit of reflection in your eyes, and then it darts down the stairs.
Oh, gross. This place has like giant like rats, or maybe it's like a raccoon that got in here. That's super unsanitary.
Luca, give me a con times 5 roll.
Okay, my con is 65.
All right.
And I rolled 21.
Okay. Yeah, you feel like this mounting sense of unease, but you're able to kind of like sort of squash it a little bit. Like you're still feeling that sense of tension. Like you can feel your neck getting a little tighter here and there. You can feel like your heart, you can feel it. It's very much like a panic attack, but you're managing to kind of hold it off in a way. But you hear Lisa from the hallway. It kind of interrupts the concentration for a moment.
What'd you say, Lisa? A raccoon?
Yeah, or like a big rat or like a cat or something.
Gotcha. That must have been what I saw or heard earlier.
Yeah, let's hurry up and check the 4th floor.
All right. So, Declan, you had walked away from the man that you helped get run over by a car. Where do you go after that? Do you go just steal his truck, or?
No, I would not.
It's some other way to make the night worse
steal
for
his
him.
keys? You're just like oh.
Did he leave them in the truck?
Well, I'm sure they were in his pocket when you were going for his phone.
No, I wouldn't have taken anything out of his pockets. I would head back towards the mansion. I wouldn't go in. I'd probably be across the street from it, so it's not too suspicious, despite me just loitering.
Okay.
And I'd be looking for Maggie wherever she went.
Okay. I'm sure you could text each other if you want. She's around back, basically. I'll say.
Is there a dog back there?
When you head back,
could I pet it?
There, you do see Maggie underneath a dim orange street light. You can see at like a kind of an intersection. She's talking with a man who's got sweatpants on. He looks like a hippie, and he's got a dog. And you see that from a distance. You see a large dumpster. You see a handful of other folks in an alleyway behind here, and that's what you see.
If I see her talking to someone, I would not want to go up. I would just wait a ways away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you linger, maybe over by the dumpster or something like that. That's fine. Okay. Well, we'll go back to Maggie then. He's like, all right. So anyway.
Well, thank you. It's very nice meeting both of you. And she'll, kind of pet Samson. You keep being a good dog.
The reporter gave me $10 for my testimony or something.
Oh, well, that was very nice of the reporter. And she'll kind of sigh, and she'll kind of reach into her bag and also find a 10.
Roll a luck test. Enjoying luck test.
Oh, you have our 50s.
That's what I was going to do.
That is a 46.
All right, you found a 10. So he takes it. I gave you more information than I gave her, so
Sure.
I mean, you look like you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Am I rolling for a 5? See if I've got a 5.
Got that fancy coat. You've got place to live. I imagine you smell better than Samson and I do. So there's that.
I rolled a 95, so I'm assuming I don't have a 5. I just got another 10.
Well, all right, you have a good night, ma'am.
So it's a 10 instead of a 5.
You're gonna give him a 5? God dang. God, you're such a cheeky.
It was
10. 2011. It wasn't 1982. It's 2011. Come on. Okay. All right. So he takes it, and he and Samson go walking away at that point. So Maggie and Declan, what are you doing back here? As the two of you now are free from other weird, heavyset hippie guys.
I don't think we should go in the mansion. The cops are going to be filing a report for the hit and run. And if he tells them that there were teenagers there, they might do a sweep. So I imagine that Luca and Lisa only have 5 minutes. They should probably start heading out. I'm saying this to Maggie.
I'm going to take care of the power. They were a little bit worried about some security cameras that might be inside. So I'm just going to take care of that for them. If you want to just keep an eye on anything else going on, and just if you start to see them head this way.
You know how to cut the power to a building?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know you were an electrician. Interesting. Learn something new about you. And
I'm just saying that's a yes. Looking over my skills, I'm not entirely sure.
I mean,
that's
I know
what how to do.
Person can do. I didn't realize Yeah. Not really sure how science biology is going to apply to that, but I'm saying any craft skills or anything.
I'll go ahead
machinery
and
is a 10. There's really not a lot going for you here.
You just have to find the fuse box, flip some switches.
It's sort of what my thought is, that you figure that out and just move them all to the other place that they aren't.
Sure. Well, so you go and you find a fuse box. I wonder if it would be inside or outside. Yeah, you don't see one outside. It might be inside.
Inside I go.
Okay. So you slip in through the back door the same way that Luca did. Declan, are you lingering outside as well?
I don't want to be near the building. I want to be where I can see the building and where I can see the hit and run.
Gotcha.
And I'll be lookout, and I'll have a text ready to go.
At this point, you do see that there is a ambulance now. Response time is halfway decent. You certainly see that there's some paramedics that have got out. They're kind of tending to him. They haven't loaded him up yet. They're still kind of tending to him on the street. So you have a couple minutes still, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you see police? Not yet. Not yet. The paramedics beat them there. Okay. So we'll go inside. Luca and Lisa, you were on the 3rd floor. Luca, you were feeling this panic attack, kind of, you're suppressing it. Lisa, you saw like a big old rat or something. What did the two of you want to do?
Lisa was saying we should just hurry up and sweep the 4th floor and then start heading down.
Okay, so the two of you go up. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
That's a great question. Long?
The whole reason I wanted to come here was room 35, just to linger around for some supernatural.
So if you want to linger in 35, then Lisa will go sweep 4th floor.
I'll be here then.
Okay. So Maggie, you go in. You're looking around in the basement for... Give me a search roll, Maggie. You can do plus 20 to it. Lisa, you're searching around the 4th floor. What exactly are you... Did you answer me? Like, what are you actually looking for? Is there something in particular that you're looking for?
I think like the main thing, because Lisa just knows that we're trying to like verify that this place might have like paranormal stuff happening. Like this might be an active location. So she's looking for anything that might be weird. And also she's still kind of interested in like she might have heard her mom's voice.
Sure.
And so like
So
that's still kind of stressing her, yeah.
Do you have forensics?
Forensics, no.
Okay, you give me
first aid.
Give me forensics with a forensics roll of plus 20 if you want.
Okay.
Since you're looking
Would you like
weird.
some audience help?
And Maggie,
Yes.
you're doing a search below, and Luca, you're just kind of looking around here. In unit 35, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I took 2. So then that would have given me, you gave me plus 20, Jeff?
Plus 20, yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I rolled a 39.
Okay. Okay, so all this is kind of happening at once, so keep that in mind. Lisa, you're upstairs. You're looking around. You're going from room to room. Most of these rooms on the 4th floor aren't completed. A lot of the windows are still opening or open. You're hearing the sounds of people outside. You're hearing the sounds of the wind come in. Maybe it's on the brain, but you do see that there are some scratches on the walls here and there. And you also, again, maybe it's because it's just on the brain, you do see like there's animal footprints almost everywhere. Like you get a sense that there might be like an infestation or something going on. But as you kind of look at one of them, you're looking for something weird, and you kind of do a double take and you stop. And you see that there is a track in the dust, and like there's like some construction dust up here, and you can see there's a couple tracks up here, and it is pretty peculiar now that you're looking at it. Something odd. It looks, well, around the size of what a raccoon would be and what like a rat would be, but like there's something about the size of it. It's kind of it also looks kind of heavy. Like it looks like it doesn't quite look like it's the right shape that you would expect to see. The scratch marks are kind of long and they're really high off the ground, like 2.5 feet off the ground, which seems really sort of strange for like a rat or a raccoon. And you can see that there are these prints on the ground next to them that kind of indicates the animal that made these might have like stood and pulled themselves up in a way onto like this sill, to the point where they could have been like 3 meters off the ground or something, or 3 feet off the ground to sort of scratch it. And then the last thing is, and you said 39, right? Under 40?
Yeah.
Okay. The hands look like the paw looks kind of weird. It kind of looks like it has 5 fingers and a thumb, which it doesn't look quite right. Everything looks a little bit strange. It almost looks like the fingerprints of a child in some ways. And like the thumb looks kind of odd as well. Go ahead and roll a sand.
Oh, okay.
Because these do not look like anything.
68 fail. I needed a
go ahead.
60.
Go ahead and take a point of sand loss, as these don't suggest a rat or a raccoon. Like it just, or if it is, it's some kind of weird mutated version of one. It's just very bizarre, and the size of it just doesn't seem to align, unless it's like the biggest rat you've ever seen. So While that's going on, Maggie, how'd you do on your search roll?
Oh, sorry. I didn't roll it.
Where's your head tonight, Melissa?
Poop. I should have taken an audience extra. 46 over 40.
You find yourself wandering around this ground floor looking for any sign. Again, you probably have like your cell phone out or something like that, using whatever light you have to illuminate the halls, looking for any signs. Like there's equipment all over the place here and there that has been tidied up in places. Like you'd see like some of the places where they're doing some cutting here and there. They have like these workstations set up. You try to track some of the cords go, but they don't actually lead to any kind of junction box. At a certain point, you think you might have found something, and as you're kind of sort of trying to push your way past like this stacks of like boxes, like construction boxes and things, you hear like a skittering behind you a little bit.
Quickly turn around.
Well, no, hang on. What's your POW? Actually, just roll a POW.
65.
Just roll a POW test. Just roll a POW test.
Oh, why do I always forget? I rolled 60 under 65. It was a lolly, but it's on the ones dice.
All right. I'm going to cut back to Luca then. So
Jeff.
back in unit 35. Luca, you're still feeling that anxiety. Lisa went upstairs. You know, you don't have a whole lot of time. You've probably gotten a couple of text messages from Declan here and there, like you updating you on what's outside. What? I'm trying to think of. Do you have like a forensics or?
I do have forensics.
What's it at?
30.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Since you've been sitting in here looking around, something's been bugging you. Not just a physical feeling that you're feeling, but as you're an attentive man, very alert. Something about this room is just, it's bugging you. You start walking the perimeter of it, and you start like taking step, and you go like, all right, 10 steps this way, 10 steps that way, and then you kind of do it again. 12 steps this way, 12 steps that way, and you kind of shake your head because maybe the anxiety or the panic has been kind of sitting in again as you're still feeling like this urge that's like trying to push you out of the room, but you're managing to withstand it. And you take a couple more steps, and it's like 8 steps. Every time you like walk the perimeter of this room, it feels like it's a different size each time. Like the shape and the size of the room. Every time you do a pace along the length and a pace along the width, every single time you pace toe to heel, each time it's been a different number. It also feels like it just doesn't feel like the same room you were in before, as if it's just the shape is different, the scope is different, the dimensions are kind of starting to mess with your head, your chest is hurting, your arms are tingling, like every sense of anxiety is kind of pushing at you, and then you just keep counting. 16. How is it 16? How is it 16? How is it twice as it was a second ago? Roll a sand test.
Okay, I got 31 sand. I rolled 71. That's a fail.
That is a fail. Well, buddy, go ahead and take 4 points of sanity loss as as your panic is like overwhelming you. It feels as though the room is constantly changing its size around you. Like you're in a cube and it's growing, contracting, growing, contracting, growing, contracting. You just like this intensity of like the certainty of it. Like you're going to get the same number twice in a row. You're going to get it in a row. 12, 15, fuck. 17, fuck, 9, fuck. And like you're just kind of spinning around the room, doing the measurements, taking the steps over and over and over again, pacing as the panic is just pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. Something is really unsettling you in this room.
I'm going to keep doing that until someone stops me.
Sounds great. Lisa, we're going to come back up to you. What are you doing?
So Lisa spends enough time to snap some pictures of the because she was out with her daughter, so she's got like one of those old like digital cameras. I had like a cute blue one in 2011. So she's using her phone to get light on it. She takes a quick picture. She does that of the scratches, of the footprint. And then she's gonna look at like the windowsill where it seemed like the creature crawled in or crawled out of. She's not gonna shine her light out, obviously, but she's just gonna see real quick if she can see if there's anything out there, like if it looks like there's high traffic of animals.
Out where?
The windowsill where the scratches were, like it pulled itself up to it.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna see if maybe like, is the window open? Does it look like animals are often coming in and out?
So there's no balcony. There's no fire escape.
I presume it's just like the roof, or is this just like
it's not a roof? Wall? It's just you're looking out a window and down a vertical flat.
Got
wall.
it. Okay.
So there's no like there. I'm sure there's a sill, but like you've already kind of taken your pictures of that, and that's where you've kind of seen these strange scratch marks and footprints and things like that. So, but yeah, there's no unless it just kind of went down the side of the wall or something like that. You don't really actually see any
disturbed plumbing in this room.
Let's see. You're in the 4th floor, right?
Yeah.
There are no completed units up here. These are large penthouse suites. These are each these are basically like 2,500 square foot, and there's no plumbing in here at all.
Okay.
Not yet. Like even the completed units don't actually have like toilets or sinks or anything yet.
Where am I in relation to the unit that Long is in?
You are on the 4th floor. He is a floor below you.
I mean, but like the particular room that she's in, is this like above that room or other side, or does it not matter?
I mean, you don't have the blueprints, and this is a massive. There's only two units in a guest suite up here, whereas like a floor down, there's like 5 units. Like you don't have the layout in front of you to really make that assessment.
Lisa's still concerned about like the potential of like a police officer or somebody arriving, or that guy coming back. So she's gonna head down to get Long, or Agent Luca, and try and get him to get out of here.
I'll say at this time, Declan, too, you do see some cops arrive.
No, I'll send the text. Time's up. Get out.
Everyone gets that text. Maggie, don't worry about it right now. Luca and Lisa, you get that text. Luca, you're still kind of obsessed. Lisa, when you get down to the 3rd floor and you look in on unit 35, you can see Luca is like just
2,
speed
3,
walking.
6, 4.
Yeah.
I have 3 feet, but only 2 of them work.
She's gonna grab him by the wrist. Hey, we gotta go. Cops are here. Come
on. Right, yeah.
Let's go. Come on, and lead the way. You're better at this. We need to avoid cameras. Get out.
Yeah, it's just the window.
Careful, there's like big ass fucking rats.
Right, you told me about them. I'll lead the way up.
Okay. Do you have a disorder, by the way? I can't remember.
Yeah, I do. It's my hydrophobia.
Did you try to push any? Did you try to project onto your bond any of that sanity loss?
I should. I have full willpower.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll D4. Because otherwise, you're gonna have a what's it called? An episode possibly.
Okay.
All right. So 2. Okay. So go ahead and reduce your willpower by 2. Reduce one of your bonds by 2, and just know which one it is, and like we'll play it out in the scene later, how it kind of manifests. Then let's see. So you still took 2. Now you haven't hit a breaking point. You didn't take 5 or more. So I think it's just your disorder. I think it might be your disorder though. Depends on which disorder you have. Let me look. You've got...
The only one is the hydrophobia is my disorder.
All right, so then I doubt anything really. I don't know. We'll hold off for now. There's no water in here anyway, so there's no plumbing or anything like that. But yeah, you drag him out, no problem. Okay, so what do the two of you do?
Since we got the gotta get out text, because I don't know that she came in, but I do know the power's still on, so I presume that we're beating her before she gets back to the building.
Mm-hmm.
So Lisa's gonna lead Dante out, and she'll send a mass text to everyone out, like once we're out of the building.
Okay. So after a few moments, Declan and Luca and Lisa, you reunite outside in the corner by an alleyway. You can see at this point, Declan, the ambulance has loaded him up onto the back. He does seem to have maybe broken his hip or his leg. You can see that the cops are kind of talking to a couple folks here and there. A couple of them are kind of pointing this way and that. One of them kind of pointing in the direction that you had walked off to, Declan. So it's probably just a matter of time, like you said, Declan, before they come over here. However...
Where's Aggie?
Exactly.
She's got to get out.
I thought she was still running or doing.
She went to cut the power. She said she knew how.
The power box wasn't outside?
No. She went inside.
Oh, fuck.
I'll call
her. Let's see. You guys aren't that far away. So Luca, I'll say because you have very high alertness, you may would Maggie have left her phone on vibrate or in silent, or would the ringtone have been going off?
I would say once she was going into the work site, she would have turned it off at that point. Like not off,
okay.
But sounds
vibrate.
Off.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely no answer.
Shit.
She's inside. I'll go grab her real quick. It's fine.
Yeah. You know the layout. I'll come with you. Lisa, they've seen me, so it's probably not good that I'd be standing out here. You keep a lookout.
If they've seen you, they're going to want to fucking talk to you.
I don't want them to see me again, which is why I need to go in instead of standing on the sidewalk.
Hurry.
Okay, so the two of you sneak back inside. You're doing this quickly. What are your searches? What do you guys have for that?
74.
41.
Okay, the two of you, you know from what you've kind of shared that it was probably going to be first floor, and you find her. You find her sitting down, and you find her sitting down on a very large toolbox, just kind of staring at the wall. This sort of lost look on her face. And Maggie, you just kind of look up and you see the two of them walk in, and it's just like you kind of just woke up from you just kind of you were miles away. You're just kind of like lost in thought.
Maggie, let's go.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, what are you doing? We gotta go. We sent the text. Cops are here. We gotta go.
Oh, shit. And so she'll kind of shake the cobwebs and kind of jump up.
Okay. And I'll say that you do see the cops beginning to move over in the direction of the condominiums of the mansion, but the three of you are able to move out the back, and the four of you can reunite outside. It's not like there's a ton of them. There's just like two guys coming over. And it's a very big building, and so you're able to kind of get yourselves out of there without being seen. And so the four of you will say a couple blocks away, out of eyesight, out of earshot of the cops, and you have managed to move away.
That worker was
What did
right.
you guys find in there?
That room
Let's
is not
One
normal.
at a time.
let's who has like the nearest, like, are one of you guys in like a hotel room?
I've
This feels
staying
like a
with a
weird
friend.
location.
Let's just go to Denny's.
I
nearby.
took
Is there In and Out?
I took pictures and I need to upload
It's
them
New
off
York, I
of
don't
my
think
camera
so.
so I can delete them. But we need to keep the pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
well,
there wouldn't
just
be In and Out.
first diner we find. We'll take a seat.
No, I need one of your guys'
Sure.
laptops.
I think we can take a breath for a second. Just find somewhere to sit. Just find somewhere to sit down.
You
We
guys
got a
are
debrief.
well away. You don't see, no one seems to be chasing you. Luca, I believe you left your car on the block or near enough to it. I would imagine you didn't park right out in front, but your car is somewhere back there. Declan, you said that you and Maggie took a cab, so you're good to go. Lisa, I think you were taking public transit as well. I don't think you were driving either. So the only person who would have a car back there is Luca, I think.
I think I rode with Luca. He picked me up.
No, I think you met.
Or I
him
met
there.
him. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Because you were.
Yeah, you didn't come
off
with
in-
me.
Yeah,
Okay,
you were
cool.
off
Yeah,
in
because you came from
Long
your dinner.
Island, having.
I was doing
dinner.
Long Island things.
Lucas been in Brooklyn all the time, so you come to the city. Okay, so it's not hard to find a place to maybe like a bar. Like a bar would probably be pretty easy. You'd probably be able to find a bar nearby. I would say that would probably be the easiest thing to find in the area, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, that's good.
That works.
Okay.
Find
we'll
some
say-
I'll order a
close
water.
by.
God damn
Did you say order a water?
delegate
I'm kidding.
punched here, man. Okay, so we'll say that you guys head not too far away. You find a bar nearby, a couple blocks away. You go in. It's Friday night, so there is a not insignificant crowd here. So there is some folks there, but you're able to eventually find like kind of little table for you guys, a little booth out of the way. It's very loud. So, it's easy for your conversation to kind of get drowned out by the noise. But you can definitely kind of sit down and talk. So, what do you want to do?
Luca,
Yeah,
what
let's
were you
talk
going
mansion
on about?
first.
Mouth gets a bit dry. I look at the condensation on Declan's cup of water. It's kind of dripping in slow motion. Shake out of it. The room.
Luca, what's up?
Luca, as you're kind of shaking out of it, you look kind of around. The room is very crowded. You can see there's not everyone's sitting down. There's groups of people that are standing up near high tops and bars and things like that. Everyone's laughing. There's kind of music going along. And you just kind of, for a moment, you just see a shape moving amongst the crowd. You see this woman, heavy set, stringy, disgusting hair. You can barely see her face. The hair is kind of wet, clinging, covering. She shifts behind a group of people, and you kind of crane your neck a little bit, and she's not there anymore.
Sorry, I was distracted. The room I was in kept changing. The size. It felt like it wanted me out of there. It wasn't a very uneasy feeling.
The room wanted you out of it?
I didn't feel good while sitting in it.
Yeah, I did leave him there when I went to go check the fourth floor.
How did you feel when you were in the room?
I didn't really notice anything. But there's like giant like rats or raccoons or cats or something.
Cats?
Look at these paw prints and she'll pull up her camera and show the images.
Would they look like the ones on the sewer pipe?
Not so much. No, the stuff on the sewer pipe was more like scratches. What she's showing you, the most notable things that you're looking at here are like these awkward looking paw prints, like in dust. There are some scratches on the walls, and maybe like that, maybe,
not definitive,
but it's not. Yeah, I would say that's fair.
Paw prints. Those look like hands, like little hands.
I don't. I'll have to research animals to see like what this could potentially be closer to, but I don't know. They're weird. They look heavy. Like this is a large creature, and the claw marks, they're like 2 to 3 feet up off the ground. Which, if it was like a rat, like that's not normal.
We either have a shapeshifter or a familiar. We interviewed the parents of 2 of the missing children, and they both had a common theme of a cat being nearby or a raccoon. Some sort of animal was at the scene both times.
And at the house, there was a water pipe outside that was way too heavy for a kid to have lifted, and there were claw marks on this pipe where like the lid of it had been moved, and that thing's heavy and also up off the ground.
I did see like one of the like things like running downstairs. Did you run into any when you were down there? I didn't even know you were in the house.
Yeah, what were you putzing around doing down there?
I went in to turn off the power.
You realize as they ask you, and you go to explain what you were doing, that somewhere between you finding a room filled with equipment and them finding you sitting down in the toolbox, you don't remember a fairly large chunk of time between those moments. Like you don't, you remember going into the room, and you remember when they found you in the room, when Luca and Declan came and found you. You don't remember what you actually did in the room, or you don't even remember sitting down on the toolbox.
I was going to turn the lights off. And then, like, when you came to get me, like, I was, like, sore, like I'd been sitting for a while. I don't know.
Does your family have, like, a history of, like, medical conditions that we need to know about? Like, is that normal for you?
No.
Okay.
But I think it's, I mean, you know, she kind of gestures towards Luca. I mean, he's talking about the dimensions of a room not being the same when he's measuring it. So there's clearly something in the building.
Yeah. I don't know. As long as you're okay. It sounds like we need to check and see if maybe the police are going to increase presence around that building and see if maybe we need to go back in there again tonight.
So, Luca, you were here earlier and you were talking to some other folks, right?
Yeah, I talked to a few.
Did they talk about like animals, like having to chase animals out of the buildings? Like, did they talk about that?
They might have mentioned a couple rodents or something. I was more interested in, what's that worker? Thomas. He had an effigy. I think his mother or his grandma made it. Maybe we should talk to her. She might know something.
So he believes that there's something amiss with that building.
Yeah, for sure. He's the one that told me about it.
I definitely want to look into kind of the water system, like the layout, kind of the city planning kind kind of piece of that just to see like where does that connect from the house? See if that connects anywhere.
At this point, you can see a server comes over. They have a plate. They have like a tray. They start putting whatever drinks you order down in front of you. Bam, bam, bam. Lucas, yours gets placed down in front of you, kind of roughly, and you can see like a wave, if whether it's a beer or whatever it is, kind of wafting over and spilling in front of you. And you just watch as it kind of courses along the lacquered tabletop. And you just see this like looping kind of snake, kind of tendril moving about like inexplicably until it looks like it's about to careen over the edge and into your lap. And all of you watch as Luca, you rear back almost like as if you're on fire or something heavy is falling from the sky, and you just fly back, tumble out of your chair onto the ground, and all of you watch as he just throws himself out of the seat, basically.
I'd move to help.
Okay.
Help stand him up.
Represent. Thank you, Dick.
You all right? You dizzy? What happened?
That beer it almost spilt on me. Got a little jumpy.
Declan, you look and it didn't spill. Everything's fine.
It didn't spill.
I could have sworn. Don't worry about it.
I would give looks to the rest of the group. Like, what are you thinking here?
So you're in a room and the walls are moving. And
they weren't moving. It's just the dimensions. It kept changing.
The dimensions of a room would change if the walls were moving?
Well, no, because he did interview that Thomas guy earlier, and he even said that he measured and then he cut things to fit the measurements. And then when he went to do the installs, it didn't fit then.
Oh. So that's interesting to Maggie that like Lucas seems to have some things off about his observations, but someone else has said the same thing. And so then it's a little bit like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Would it be better or worse if we went back tonight?
I mean, NYPD cops have a lot to do, so I can't imagine they're going to spend like all night hanging out waiting for teenagers to come by. But I don't think it's a good idea for us to go back.
I will point out for Lisa, I don't think you actually slept. So I think that was the thing that we had talked about. You decided not to. You basically didn't sleep through the night. Yeah. So by this point, you have, since you traveled to New York from Florida, which is about a 5.5 hour direct flight, you haven't slept since you've been in the state of New York, and you've been here for at least 36 hours at this point. So keep that in mind.
Okay. Yeah,
not
whatever
to discourage
drink
you.
She got. Yeah, whatever drink she got has an energy drink in it.
Jaeger bomb.
One of those, yeah.
Bam. Okay.
Lisa, did you talk to one of the folks out in the alley?
Yeah, this guy named DB, he was digging in the dumpster. I didn't really get too much from him.
Got a dog?
Yeah. And he was saying something about a wizard used to like live here, which I mean, I guess his name does sound kind of mythical. I'd have to like reference the notes again, but Sudam, I believe, was his name. That does sound kind of wizardy.
Well, that's the name of the original owner of the house.
Exactly. And he didn't confirm that, but I presume that's who he's speaking of, is the original owner.
I see. Okay.
But so we definitely need to look into them some more. I wanted to check out the sewer line maps.
Yes, I definitely want to see, given that was in the backyard of the Cohen residence. I definitely wanted to see what that connected to.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where the epicenter from all the abductions is, and if it truly is this building.
The sewers might have a connection, but at the same time, the Stratch girl, she was on the 3rd floor. There was no sewer entrance nearby.
We did
Yeah,
look for
but
that. That's
I was
true.
on the 4th floor, and there was no plumbing entrance, but there were still those scratches. So it's something that can climb.
Right. I'm saying that it may not necessarily use the sewers. Or
I
it
see
might
your
just
point.
have used it the one time. I think it's a lead worth following, but I don't know if we should consider that to be the method it uses every time.
I mean, it's definitely worth checking out because it's giant rats on the
I do
street. We
agree.
would have heard it. You know?
And the third, we haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. Elders, but that was also a drainage pipe where after the abduction, there was a drainage pipe where some of the clothing was found of Franklin that had some animal bites and scratches. So
Was
we do
there a
have
basement in the mansion? When,
I
when the
didn't
three of
head-
you went in there, did you find
There's
any
a
stairs going
ground
down?
floor, according to what you have. Ground floor has 5 units. 2nd floor has 5 units. 3rd floor has 5 units, and the 4th floor has 2 units, 2 penthouses, and a penthouse guest suite that's attached to it.
And they didn't see any stairs going down when they were in there.
I would say no.
Well,
So
I'll be honest. I wouldn't mind seeing inside there myself. I only spent a minute in there. I understand if you think it wouldn't be wise, but maybe it'll be different at night.
Can definitely head back if it's the weekend. Won't be working.
Luca, you think you should get some rest?
I think a couple of us should.
Yeah, I would put it at like 9, 10 o'clock at night, probably. Something like that.
Well,
get some rest and try it tomorrow night.
That could work.
Are you itching to get right back there tonight? She's kind of looking at Declan.
I would like to go back tonight simply because we might have stirred something up.
Yeah. And that guy will still be in the hospital.
If you want to head back, it's not far.
Let's give it
So it's
another
been
half hour or so.
Yeah, so I'll give it at least a couple hours hopefully for the police to kind of do a sweep, find nothing, and move on with their night.
Are you guys just hanging out and drinking then at the bar, chilling, bonding, doing some drinking games?
Slowly
Racist.
nursing a drink
Okay.
to give me courage, but not to get me drunk.
I would say in the span of the next couple of hours, of the 4 of you, 2 of you get messages. Luca, you are not one of them. Declan, you are not one of them. However, Maggie and Lisa, your phones blow up a little bit here and there. Maggie, it's Chelsea, and it's just constant, bitch, where are you at? Like, and she's just like, we're supposed to go 2 nights in a row. Seriously. And like each seriously gets increasingly more until the last one is like all caps and exclamation points and stuff like that. And she sends you like places to where she's going, like names of clubs, names of locations. She gives you like this like shitty pic of like a guy that she met at one of the clubs. It's like, this is what you're missing. And like, it's constant bitch. I've decided Chelsea likes the word bitch a lot.
Sure.
And then
it fits my image of her.
Totally fits. And then Lisa, you get messages from your daughter, Jamie, who's like, Mom, are you coming home anytime? And then you look again, and some of these might have came while you were kind of doing the whatever the hell we wanted to call that. And then while you were here talking with everybody, and there's sort of like an increasing concern first it's like every half an hour, and then it's like every 10 minutes. And by the time you look at the phone, it's maybe half an hour since you got the last one, and there were a few in rapid succession. It doesn't look like there's a ton of like whatever emergency code you have with your daughter. She's not using that, but you would be able to kind of intuit there's something's up.
Lisa will step outside to call her.
Okay. Step outside. Since this is happening in the couple hours space, because you guys are going to wait a couple hours to go back. I said it's around 9 to 10. We'll say 11-ish. We'll just kind of split it down the middle. So you're calling her around 11. And she's young. I think she's 8 now. She was 6, I think, in Hypoluxo. And it's been roughly 2 years. So she's almost 8. So it's still pretty young. So you would be waking her up if you called her at this point.
How like urgent did her messages like seem?
She doesn't really get specific. Like, it's just more like, Mom, where are you? Mom, like, seriously? Mom, what the heck? Where are you? And like stuff like that. And so you don't get the sense that the house isn't on fire or anything like that.
Yeah. She's just annoyed. So Lisa will send her a text message, hey baby, call me if you're awake. And then she's gonna call Veronica.
You mean Vivian?
Or Vivian, excuse me.
Wow.
Sorry, I was reading the name Veronica.
Wow. Aunt Viv.
So it's like, hey Veronica. Who's Veronica?
No, she doesn't say that. That's an actor.
All right. You call and you hear Aunt Viv on the phone. Oh, look who decides to call. How's your big meeting going?
It went well. We all wound up going out for drinks and socializing.
Are you coming back? Oh, I'm in the Valley Girl voice. That's not right. I'm trying to shift gears.
Lower registered judgmental.
It was one of your real life answers.
Are you coming back?
I know which one it is. I'm trying to get her voice in my head, but it's hard because like someone's talking to me right now, so I have to like listen at the same time. Like, what? Oh my God. Well, no, that's not right.
No?
Talk about yourselves for a second. I got to practice.
But
it would have been really funny if you were like, hey Veronica, what's up, Veronica?
So Lisa hasn't slept. Are you planning on going back to sleep? Or would you still want to go back to the house?
She feels guilty, so she'll want to hit the house with you guys, and then she's gonna have to go.
It's nice of you to call. Very nice of you to call. Are you coming back now?
It doesn't seem like it's wrapping up, but if it's not wrapped up in about an hour, I'm gonna leave.
I think you should come back.
Is something wrong?
I think you should come back. Okay, I don't want to ruin anything, but I think you should come back. Like, I'm not mad or anything. That's not what I'm saying.
Is Jamie okay?
She's fine.
Are you? Because you're kind of freaking me out. Are we sure everything's okay?
Your man's here.
Oh.
I didn't know that he was coming. You didn't tell me that I was going to have.
No, either.
Well,
this was supposed to be a girls' trip, and I made that very clear.
Oh, well, that's kind of awkward, but it's an awkwardness that, no offense, sweetheart. I think it's an awkwardness that you should contend with here and not me.
Okay.
He's interrupted my nighttime routine. I'm up late talking to him. He seems like a sweetheart, but he just sort of knocked on the door. I guess Jamie knew something about it, whatever, but no one told me. They wanted to surprise you, so I don't tell him I told you this.
Yeah, I won't. Okay. Fuck. I'm gonna go say my round of goodbyes. And then I'll start heading over.
Okay. Thank you, darling.
Love you.
Love you. Okay. Took me a second, but I got it. I was like, I had to say my uncle's name. I'm not gonna say
There you
that.
go.
But I had to say my uncle's name and how she would say his name, and like I got right into it. Boom, just like that. Okay. All right. So you go back inside. Everyone else is kind of talking. So go ahead and do what you got to do. Sex and dance. Sex and dance, living together.
You got to find the
Rick,
keyword, and then you get to the
do.
voice.
It's the keyword. It's the keyword.
I loved both
Father
Long and
Purdy.
Steven's face. Your man's here. They were both like,
Oh,
Yeah. So you guys
Bit of a
are gonna
clinger.
witness Lisa's gonna come in. My boyfriend is here.
like here, like outside.
No, like at my aunt's house. He's not supposed to be. And I have to deal with this.
Just tell him to go.
I'm not supposed to know that he's here. It's supposed to be like surprise.
If he's not supposed to be there, tell him to go.
Have you dated
You-
people before?
I'm married.
Still married?
Still
Yes,
married?
still married.
Ish.
Like together? Like happily?
This isn't about me. You're the one with the boyfriend pulling you away from the investigation.
I'm gonna look up the wizard guy, and I'm gonna head home. I have been awake for like too long. I'm gonna head home, deal with this, look into the wizard guy, and I'll text you guys in the morning.
You guys don't do that thing where you have like the find my phone thing for each other, do you?
No,
Please tell me you don't. We don't need him showing up literally where we are.
no, that things are strained. He wants more, and I feel like it's too much right now, and I don't want to tell you guys this. I'm leaving, and and
We did say we'll keep personal information to a minimum. It's better that we don't know too much about each other.
Says the person that was just on national TV. Lisa, I hope everything is okay with you tonight.
Yeah, I'll text you guys in the morning. Wish me luck. Text me if you guys do wind up going tonight and let me know what you find. Yeah, okay. And she leaves.
All right. So Lisa, you work your way back to Long Island in your aunt's house. Luca, Maggie, and Declan. Maggie, your phone continues to go. You're getting pictures of various attractive beefcakes that Chelsea seems to be saying this is what's available. Luca, Declan, hate to say it, no one really cares where you guys are at. But what do you guys want to do? It's around 11 o'clock, we'll say, on a Friday night.
So Maggie
Maggie's
will
phone-
text back just to say, like, seems like you are having fun in New York City. Hoping I'll see you tomorrow.
And you just, all caps, where the fuck are you?
And she'll just
You
kind of
bitch.
respond like,
I
hugs
can't
and kisses.
send a pic of you holding hands with one of the guys. Like just the hands, like on a bar top.
I imagine the thought goes through Maggie's mind and she sort of looks around and is like, eh.
Look at the choices you have. Luca's got like 5 sanity left. His hair's falling out.
You just need a hand. You just need
Declan's
a
an
hand.
asshole.
Hey, now. I have a wedding ring on, so the
You
picture
are
won't work
too,
right.
and you know it. All right. What's your plan? Let's get a plan. Is we're at
Has
2.
enough
I
time
like to
passed?
imagine the one time Maggie's phone goes off when it's up and it's the picture of a scantily clad man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to go somewhere?
I'm fine. I mean, other things I could be doing, but this is work. So here.
All right. Luca, are you sure you're good to go back?
Yeah, just what exactly are we looking for? If there's a cat there, we probably scared it off, making a bunch of noise.
So here's the thing with this one. So like you ask a question and then you get an answer. And then he's like, maybe if I ask the same question, I'll get a different answer. And he's not entirely wrong. Sometimes that actually works. So I think you saw inside and Lisa saw inside, but he hasn't seen inside. So he needs to know that he saw inside too. And then we can move on to other things. Am I wrong?
I really just want to catch a cat.
Like any cat?
A cat from the house.
Oh, but it might be a raccoon.
We should catch that too. We should catch whatever animal is in there.
Or a rat. Those are, I think, the top 3 suspects right now.
It'd have to be a really big rat.
We're in New York City.
Good point. If you two don't want to go back there, feel free to stay behind. I get it. Luca, you seem a little shooken up.
It was
I'd like
already
to.
not smart that he was in the room by himself. So we're not going to do that again. Let's go. And Maggie will settle the tab for everyone.
Okay, so the 3 of you are heading back to this condominium place. Lisa's heading back home. When you guys arrive, it's not that far away. You do see that the crowd has certainly died down. All of the hullabaloo is there. You notice that the place isn't empty though. You do notice that there is like you don't see any cops. Like that's definitely not what you see. But you do see a face or two that's kind of at the stoop of it. Somebody is actually tending to the truck that you broke the window. You recognize the face as being one of the workers from the files that you have. So it's possible like somebody maybe got called in since the main supervisor was the one who got hit by the car here, Bloomfeld. So he might have called somebody from the company, might have called a person in just to check to make sure nothing was stolen, etc. That kind of thing. So it doesn't look like it's completely empty, but you don't see any cops currently.
Does it look like we could make it to the back door?
You can certainly roll a stealth to try to sneak on back, sure. What are your stealth?
I hope your stealth is better than my 10 stealth.
Yeah, what are your stealths, by the way?
Mine's 10, so it's not better.
Mine's 13.
Oh, wow. Look at us.
Okay.
Look at us. Literally, look at us.
Right.
Man, you
Everyone
guys
will be
needed
looking at
me.
us.
Mine's 30.
Go ahead and give me a stealth test. Plus 20 because it's nighttime. Everyone's gonna give you
audience support. Please.
Yeah, I'll take some audience dice if we have them.
And I'm gonna stop giving that plus 20. I'm done giving the boost. You guys can go ahead and use them from now on.
Well, that's quick fail for me.
So that was plus 40 to give me a 50. I rolled a 56.
Okay. And then how did you do there, Maggie?
I rolled a 5.
A 5. Okay, so Maggie, you do get out
Yay.
in front, and you're not noticed. But as Luca and Declan, you're kind of disappearing down like an alleyway between this building and one of the neighboring buildings. And Luca, you're moving around, and like you step in this puddle, and it splashes, and you just sort of react and like leap back. You kind of stumble into like looks like some materials and building materials, and then sit onto the side and left outside, and you kind of go falling to the ground. And you see that as that happens, Declan, you're kind of up in the open as well. So the two of you make a lot of noise. Maggie, you get through just fine, but the man who was like checking on the actual truck notices you guys this way. Hey, you guys aren't supposed to be here. And you see this man, kind of doughy, white dude, maybe late 30s or so. He comes like stepping over towards you guys. Yeah, you guys aren't supposed to be here. You guys.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I live just like 3 doors down, and my cat got out the door. My friend here, he left the door open. The cat got out, and I know it runs this way. I just thought I saw it go back there.
You're Declan Ellis. Yeah, you're Declan Ellis. What are you doing? Oh my god, man! Oh my god! Jeez. Yeah, I loved.
You want an autograph? I'll get you an autograph.
Okay, yeah, sure. Oh man, oh my god, I can't believe, of all people, Declan Ellis. This is amazing. Oh my god, man, I've read all your books, even the bad
thank
ones.
you. How'd you like them?
They're
hopefully they were more good than bad.
Sure. I generally prefer the classics, but I do feel like, because a lot of modern day lit, is kind of shallow in a way. It's more like pulpy. It kind of lacks a certain kind of philosophical, thematic undertones. I like some of the older folks, but no. I mean, like you've got a voice. You got a very important voice. It's.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
I didn't know you lived in Brooklyn. I didn't even know you were in New York.
No, I'm actually not. Here's the thing. This could get me in trouble if you tell the paparazzi. So let's keep this on the down low. I'm doing research for a new book, and it takes place in Brooklyn. So I've just leased an apartment for 4 months, just right down there.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness.
I'm hunkered down. I'm writing. Just doing the best I can, trying to pump it out.
I get. Hey, you need a hand guy, and he kind of reaches down Luca, and he kind of like lifts you up. He's like,
around this whole time.
Yeah.
I'm friend with Declan Ellis. No way.
Is your friend? You guys have been hitting the hooch tonight. Is that what's going on?
He just can drink anybody.
I'm his sponsor, and he came to me needing some help. He left the door open. My cat got out. It's been a whole ordeal. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put my problems on you.
He leans in towards you, Declan, and you're his sponsor. I don't want judge. I don't want judge.
It's NA, not AA.
Oh, okay. I got it. And you see like, well, we got a lady on the crew who's kind of, I understand is what I'm saying.
Once an addict, always an addict. It's rough.
I mean, that's fair. But hey, at least you're getting help for yourself. That's good.
Yeah.
And it's good that
8 years sober. 8 years sober just a month ago.
I didn't know that you had a narcotics problem. That's fascinating.
They don't like putting that on the inside cover.
That's true. Did you use it to get your ideas? Is that what it was?
You know how college is.
This guy's talking business. I'm about to hurl.
8 years ago. Oh God. Oh geez. Yeah, it's over there in the alleyway's fine. There's a dumpster in back if you want to go puke in there. 8 years ago, that was that one book. You know which one I'm talking about. That was I think it was your second. Oh, what was it called? Oh my goodness. You remember it. What was it called again? With the thing. It had the unicorn on the cover. What was it?
No, I never had one with a unicorn on the cover.
No, it was a Pegasus. The one with the wings, the horse and everything.
No, I tended to stay away from Greek mythology. I dealt more with Celtic mythology. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Germanic myths a little bit.
Okay.
The second one had a picture of Stonehenge on it. It was about Druidic circles.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. So I was like, okay. I can't remember the name of it though. It's just right on the tip of my tongue. I can't quite. Refresh my memory, would you?
The Weird and the Weave, and Weird with the WYRD.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. Yeah, that wasn't my favorite. That wasn't really my favorite. I'll be honest.
It was my sophomore effort. Sophomore slump. It's a real thing. Yeah.
So you're writing one about Brooklyn. What are you writing about?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My cat really is gone. Could we like move and talk at the same time? You know, I'd love to tell you more, but I have to find it.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you actually? Do you got the keys to this building? I know I saw it jump in a window.
It's been a crazy night. My boss, he's such a nice guy. He's such a good Eddie. He someone broke in earlier. We've been having some problems for pretty much since the whole damn thing started, and like these freaking teens or something coming. At least that's what he says. It's just a bunch of teens or whatever. But
what kind of problems? Like teens are partying in here?
I don't know, man. Like just strange sounds and stuff. I've heard everyone's got a little story, this and that. Like some stuff with the tools, kind of some. They didn't go missing, but they were kind of like broke. It makes no sense, you know. He can't, like Eddie thinks it's teens, but at the same time we're like, man, there's some pretty expensive equipment in these rooms, and they don't steal it and sell it, which is exactly what we got. Like diamond bits. We got some blades. Those things can go for like 150 a pop, and they just kind of leave them there, and they just move stuff around. I don't know if it's like a prank or something. It's just, I don't know, man. It's the weirdest thing.
You caught the writer in me. You piqued his interest. What kind of weird sounds?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I no disrespect to you and your friend. I'm a fairly sober man, and so I when I'm saying this, please understand that I'm not, you know, I was right of my. I heard an organ once, you know, like one of those almost like a church organ or something, like a pipe organ or a pump organ, something like that. I looked around for it a bunch, you know, couldn't see it. And like, we don't usually hear what's going on in any of the other apartment buildings. So that's a pretty strange thing to see. And I mean, I don't even remember. I think that was back before we even had the grid up on here. And so we would just had the construction, man, the nodes out front of it. So it didn't really make any sense. No one had the radio on and nothing. And no one's listening to freaking church music on the radio anyway. But, you know, so there's that. Yeah, and then, I mean, you said you had a cat. I can see why your cat would be loving it, right? We got rats everywhere, man. This place is just tons of rats. Like, it's all up in here, chittering the walls and stuff. I mean, we freaking took them down.
On the walls, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was before. We kind of stripped them, you know. We took it down to the studs, rearranged some of the walls and stuff. This place used to be like a mansion or something. It was like, it was something else before. I don't remember. I'm not a historian. I'm sorry. But anyhow, yeah, like we took it down and then like we put it back. We still get a skit every now and then. So it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just New York City. You know how it is. No, Brooklyn.
There's no chance you could give me a walkthrough, maybe, or just at least let me open the door. I'll be in and out. I just need to see if I can find my cat.
I mean,
10 minutes max. My cat. It's not an outdoor cat. It's not going to survive.
Yeah, no. All right. I mean, I've been wanting to get that find the rat's nest anyway. So I suppose if, you know, maybe a cat found it. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's no problem. I guess, yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Thank you. I owe you. I really do.
You think I could get like a dedication or something on you, like on this book, you know?
Absolutely. You know what? Do you have a card or something, or just a piece of paper with your name, address? I'll make sure I'll send you my whole library signed, first editions.
Oh, seriously? Sweet. I do have a little like eBay store. So yeah, and he kind of pulls out his wallet, rips like something off a receipt, writes his name down, phone number.
You don't need to twist the knife, Jeff.
And he hands it over to you. He actually does. He hands it over to you. And his name is Gene Fallow.
All right.
So while that conversation was going on, while Lucas kind of stumbled around vomiting or pretending to vomit in the alleyway, what was Maggie doing as she was wandering away?
Maggie was trying to get from point A to point B. So she's trying to get inside and get up to room 35 as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you go around back. Dumpster's there. You see a handful of folks that you saw before. Here and there, some of them kind of fishing around the dumpster, some of them just kind of sleeping nearby alleyways, that kind of stuff. It does look like the doors have been relocked. So it looks like someone did a sweep, probably Gene. Is there a way that you would like to enter? or try to enter?
So this is still under construction. So I should have been paying better attention when kind of this was happening before. Like,
Top floors.
are the windows installed?
Top floors, the windows are not installed. You can tell that there are basically the completed ones have installed windows, installed doors. Some of the ones that aren't fully completed might have a window in or two, but it looks like the ones that's easiest to get into where there's like wide open windows is the 4th floor.
Okay. So then I want to find a lower story window that I can push open. And get inside that way if the doors are locked.
Okay, so just want to kind of break in. Looking at
like I'm thinking that the windows may have been installed and it's not like someone's living there and you make sure that all the windows are locked kind of a thing. Like the window may have just been installed, but one of them you can kind of push open or something.
Okay. I mean, you could give me if you're just trying to like physically break your way in.
Like a strength or something?
Yeah, you give me just straight strength times 5.
Okay. Strength times 5 is a 65, so that's a little bit better of a situation. Oh, goodness. 57 under 65. Just made it.
Yeah, one of the windows in here isn't locked, and so you're able to sort of on the ground floor just kind of pry it and push it, and yeah, you can climb on in the 1st floor.
And would we say that let's see, Maggie has a 40 alertness? Would we say that she has figured out what's going on behind, that the other two seem to have their own thing going on?
I think because you were stealthing and you were trying to kind of move and you didn't want to get detected, that you probably pushed your way forward.
Okay.
However, you hop in. It's very dark. You maybe take your flip phone out or whatever it might be. You start shining it around. And as you do, you look around a room and it looks like you've gone into a completed room. It looks like it's a couple bedrooms. You've hopped into a bedroom. You start kind of trying to find your way out to the main door. And as you push the main door open from this apartment, you've got the light out in front of you. The door opens, you pull it open, and you see standing in front of you, right there in the middle of the hallway, probably about 3 or 4 feet tall, you see this large rat-like creature, and it's looking at you right in the face. And its face is not rat-like, however. It's something else. It's something different. It almost has like kind of this humanistic quality to it. And as the door opens and the light shines, it just goes, ah! And that is where we're going to end for tonight, I think.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
We stirred something up.
Maggie's like, hey, we're not going to go separately alone. Go separately and alone.
Okay.
So, Declan, what is the name of your cat? Whose name you're going to be calling out here as you look for the cat?
Maggie.
Probably. Hey, we shouldn't tell random people our personal details. Oh, by the way, I'm with an author. We're just running around.
Good gracious. Deltagreen with a famous individual.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like for some people, I've been like rolling luck to see if they would have recognized you. But this guy specifically he's a book collector. And so I was just like, I'm not going to roll it with him. He's going to recognize you. It just feels too perfect, right? It just feels absolutely too perfect. And like there's a bunch of different people obviously at the construction site, but he was one of the more like kind of trustworthy, good guy, you know, he'll help him out kind of guys. So he's the one who sort of showed up and did it. And he also doesn't have a very, very robust social life. So he's available Friday late at night, you know, in New York to come check on this. So that's how I was figuring it. But it was just, yeah.
Declan is smart enough to know not to lead with his actual name, but if someone recognizes him, he's too prideful to not lean into it.
Of course.
So good. So good. I just like that. Yeah, I got an eBay store. I'm sorry.
I love how they all have eBay stores. Like everyone does. Like, yeah, I'll take a book from you. eBay.
Everyone, there's so many copies of The Weird and the Weave up on eBay right now. None of them are selling. Oh goodness. Okay. All right, that was funny. Let's close it down. Let's see, what do we got next? So tomorrow we will not actually have our Wondering session, unfortunately. So we're going to be off on Saturday. We're down a few folks tomorrow. Just some schedules kind of popped up. We've heard about birthdays and things like that. So no game for us tomorrow. However, Monday, big news. We are starting a new game. We're starting Monster of the Week. So you can see myself, Melissa, and a few other folks, very familiar faces that you've seen in a bunch of other games like Jeremy and Chuck, Bert, Adam. As we're going to be playing some Monster of the Week. We've been in our session 0, building our hunters, building our group, our team, all sorts of stuff. So if you want to come hang out with us, please do, because I think because it's a session 0, we'll probably start soliciting some ideas from folks in chat. So if you want to kind of help us lay the groundwork for what's going to be going on, that's a great time to be there. So come hang out with us then. Tuesday is normally Steven's day, but I'm actually taking over for 1 week as I'm going to be running us through some Pirate Borg. As we're going to be doing a fun little one-shot just for Talk Like a Pirate Day. Those of us who are going to be in the game, Steven, Melissa, myself, Kipser, and Aaron, the usual Tuesday crew, we're all going to be playing pirates, dressed up like pirates, talking like pirates. It's going to be great. Then next Thursday, we are starting a new game as we finished up Die last night. And we had a little chat afterwards, and we decided we're going to play a little bit Werewolf the Apocalypse. The new 5th edition came out. We played Hunter several months back, so we're going to run like a parallel in our own little kind of Southwest setting, kind of same thing. We're going to be doing some Werewolf. So same crew, same die crew, same seats, same positions, and it's going to be fun. So again, that's going to be like a session 0. We're going to build up our pack and pick our auspices and all sorts of things. So if you want to come, influence a little bit of what might happen, that would be a perfect time to come. And next Friday, we'll be back to Conan. Steven, you want to tell us what's going to be coming on Tuesdays, though, after this Talk Like a Pirate Day nonsense?
The 26th. And thank you, Jeff, and also to Aaron for running one-shots to give me time to prep this new campaign. We will be playing Marvel Multiverse RPG, just released, just dropped in August. And we will be playing an X-Men theme. We're calling it X-Men Schools Out. We're going to have some characters that everyone loves and then some new characters too. So it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. And then let's see what else we got coming down the pike. We got another game on Monday. So we're going to be getting back to our alternate Monday days. Starting this one, like I said, Monster of the Week. But then we're going to also have a game called Fragged Empire, space game. I'll talk more about it next week as we'll get a little bit closer to it. Very, very excited. So lots of new stuff coming onto the channel in the next few weeks. And then Aaron's got something cooking for post Conan, but that's not going to be until October. So at least we have a couple extra weeks for that one. So it's going to be great. Anyhow,
a few weeks in between.
And hopefully my brain is still intact by then. We'll see as I'm reading all these rule books. So we're going to rate our good friends over at the Finish Kobold. Thank you to everyone who hung out tonight. Thank you to those of you who are watching this later on YouTube or listening to this on the podcast. If you get a chance, come over to twitch.tv/lollygaggers. Follow us. We're getting so close to 1,000. And I realize that once we get to 1,000, I realize I'm a decent person and I've succeeded at something in my life and I can be proud of that. So that's where I get my worth. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe over there. So that's about it. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.